Hello there, greetings everybody. I want to welcome you here to Prog Monster. My name is Murph. I am the host of this show, a show dedicated to progressive rock and other forms of rock music. So we're back at the day for an episode of Favorites. Now, before we go too far, I just want to apologize for Monday night. I did not put out a look back at a classic rock album. I got in very late and just didn't have time to put it together. I had to be up early, so I just decided I would pass on the episode for this week. I think it's actually the first time, maybe the first time since I took a week off more than a year ago that I've missed that episode. But anyways, we'll make it up. It'll come out next Monday for sure. But in the meantime, we're going to do an episode here of Favorites, a show that will come out on Wednesday night at 8 approximately. It's going to be a little bit later today. I had some stuff going on, so I'm just getting in now. But I have picked out these albums for the list. So we're going to be doing my 10 worst album covers in my collection. The ones that I find not very good at all. Some of them are kind of funny in ways. Others are just odd. I just don't get them. And then I'll give you, I got a few others too, and I'll give you those as honorable mentions at the end. So these are basically albums I don't really like their covers for whatever reason. I'll try to explain it. I've got them in kind of a semi-order, the way I kind of think they get progressively worse. So, worst to first, least to most, or whatever you want to call it. And so we'll give it to that way. I've tried to stick with just a couple of albums off of one particular band or any particular band. But we'll start by talking about this one. So number 10, I guess. Make sure I got 10 here. I do. 10 is this one from In Excess. I just find this kind of a stupid looking cover. Got a bunch of kids that look like cadets or something, or Cub Scouts in there. It doesn't. I guess it kind of makes sense. Maybe if I knew the connection between it might make more sense to me, but it just looks kind of dumb to me. So that's my number 10. The next one up comes from The Doors. This album, which is called Strange Days. It's just a strange montage of a picture here. Like, some people really think this is a great album cover. I just don't get the purpose of it. It's just a bunch of oddly connected things going on. Now, there is a video of this as well, but I don't know, I guess I just find this a strange cover. So number 8 comes from Nectar. With all the great Nectar covers, this one is a bit disappointing. So you've got this kind of English double-decker bus and a bunch of people dressed in strange clothing. Obviously, this is probably the guys in the band dressed in strange clothing, and basically, it's just a weird cover. Like, I find it kind of almost Monty Python-ish, but not in a good way. Down to Earth, it's called. It's just a weird. Like, I don't see what that has to do with the title of the album. So that's number 8. Number 7, this one from Aerosmith. I think it's their debut album. Great album. Cover's kind of... So you got a picture of the atmosphere of the planet, and then, like, they're orbiting a planet, and it's just a photo of them in the front. Doesn't make any sense to me. Next up, I've always found this kind of a strange cover. All of the great Kiss covers, they've got lots of them. This one just kind of weird. So you've got them all dressed in suits, and then you've got them even stranger on the back. You've got this kind of infrared view of them. I just never understood what the purpose was for doing this particular cover. And you got Gene Simmons going for the crotch grab there. Yeah, I always thought this was a kind of a stupid cover. So Kiss is Dressed to Kill. Number 6, this is from Black Sabbath. It's just really a strange cover. So you got the 4 members of the band standing in front of a mirror with Sabotage written on it. So obviously has a reflection of them. And they're just dressed in this clothing. Ozzy looks like he's going to a drug fest, and I don't know what Bill's thinking there. But like, he's got these skin tight red pants. Doesn't make any sense. It's just a kind of a stupid cover. I don't get it. I don't get what it has to do with Sabotage. Next one up, the next two up are very similar problem, I think. So this one has the Scorpions Face the Heat, and it's just like a picture of a bright yellow thing. Could be a sun. I don't know what it is. Probably the sun, and then you just got all of these kind of threads, or it could be people. I'm not sure what it is, but it's kind of bizarre looking. So yeah, that's my number. Was that number 8? I think that's number 7, actually. Sorry, number 7. Number 8, kind of the same thing going on, only this time it's Rush, and you've got this kind of exploding, like the name is exploding out there. At least that's the impression I get. And just, yeah, it's kind of like somebody drew a name and then just drew these lines to make it look like it was exploding. It's a weird cover too. And then this one, which I don't understand at all. So this is Open Your Eyes by Yes, with all the magnificent Roger Dean covers, and then you just come out with a red Yes logo with some words written at the top. It's a really kind of weak cover for them. I mean, all your favorite guys are on here, well, except for Billy Sherwood's on here, so maybe it's not all your great guys. But it's just kind of a strange kind of looking album. And then the number one, which I think is probably the worst in my collection. Don't really care for it at all. I never kind of understood it with all the great covers and the great songs on here. So you got Paranoid by Black Sabbath. So you've got this kind of blurry kind of guy, and he looks like he's got like a bike helmet on and a yellow raincoat and whatever that red thing is with a shield, and he's holding looks like a plastic sword and just coming at you like, it's just strange. And it's even worse on the back part. It's a strange cover. So those are I wouldn't say they're the worst album covers. They're just ones that don't really make any sense. Some of them are kind of stupid, actually. So I'm going to give them to you again. So number 1, Black Sabbath's Paranoid. Number 2's Open Your Eyes by Yes. Boring as hell. Rush is kind of an this looks like something you'd do in kindergarten, really. Rush opening debut album. Scorpions Face the Heat. This one's a little better because I kind of think that's supposed to be a sun, and that those are supposed to be trees or something, or people, or the reflection of people. It looks like it's people standing on the sun, and their shadows are going out. Yeah, it's kind of dumb. This was number 6 now from Black Sabbath, their Sabotage album. Yeah, there wasn't much imagination put this. They just put a mirror and they all stood in front of it. The way they're dressed is kind of weird. Ozzy looks like this kind of evangelical type hippie. And they got Bill Ward with these kind of red pants on. It doesn't really suit the pictures. Just kind of a stupid cover. This one is the same, I think. So it's like you know what, we're not putting our makeup on for this. We're just going to dress in suits. Dress to kill, yeah. Okay, sure. That was number 5. Number 4, Aerosmith. This one took a lot of imagination. So they took a picture of the planet, and then they took a picture of them and put it on top of the planet, and then just put their name at the top. Yeah, that was very creative. Nectar, number 3. A almost kind of a Monty Python stupidity going on here. So you got this kind of double-decker bus, Down to Earth it's called, and a bunch of guys dressed in some wacky clothing. Yep. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Then you got this one from The Doors, number 2. Yeah, just a lot of dumb shit going on here. It doesn't really relate to anything, I don't think. And then finally this one, which I think is probably my number 10. It's not that I hate this. I don't hate this. Welcome to Whatever You Are. And it's just a picture of 3 guys in like a cadet's uniform. And I guess the title is trying to explain that. It's just weird. It's kind of a weird album cover. So that's it. I got a few others that I bring up too. So we got AC/DC's Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap. A bunch of people with their faces blacked out walking around. There doesn't seem to be any kind of rhyme or reason to it. Yeah, I never really liked this album, nor do I like the cover. Maybe that's part of the reason. This one I always found kind of strange. I don't necessarily dislike it. It's just weird. It's Mick Jagger's face kind of put together like it's a goat's head. Sure. And then last, this one from Rush. I don't hate this album. It's not terribly imaginative. She just got Rush with a bolt and a nut and a bolt on the cover. And what's the name of this one? This one, of course, is Counterparts. I kind of get it. So your bolt goes into your nut, and that's kind of Counterparts, but could have been a little bit more inventive than that. But they do have some great albums. Most of these bands have great albums. These are just not really them. I could have thrown a few others in there too, but I thought, I'd just do something like this for fun today. I knew I was going to be busy this week, so I didn't want to put too much energy into any particular thing. I just thought this might be fun to do. So there you have it. My favorite, I guess I'm calling it my 10 worst album covers. Well, I don't know if they're the worst ones, but they're 10 really stupid ones, I think. Anyway, so that's it for tonight. I hope you've enjoyed this. Please hit the like and subscribe. Don't forget to hit the notification bell. And if you want to make your own list, you can do that in the comment sections below. And we'll be next Wednesday with another favorite. So take care.